absolutely. And let's tell our viewers once again how the provocatory statements made by the self-styled Godman led to the stampede in the first place. He was reportedly saying that the devotees should pick up the soil from where he is standing, the soil from under his feet, which led to the stampede in the first place. This is what the eyewitnesses have told Republic viewers. In fact, Piyush and Akhil, please stay on with us. We're now getting visuals of how the private army of the self-styled Godman assaulted the people who tried to film the mismanagement that was being allowed to take place at the venue.
एक चोर जिसको बोला जा रहा है, 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 एक चोर जिसको बोला जा रहा है।
All right, viewers, those were the very shocking visuals of the army of the self-styled Godman assaulting the people who were trying to record the mismanagement at the venue. Let me come back to you, Piyush. Now, Piyush, the FIR does not even mention this Bhole Baba, whose event has led to the killing of at least 121 people. Now, if he's not mentioned in the FIR and if he's not really responsible, as what some would say, then why is he and his manager and his team absconding?
Well, Kriti, what I can tell you is that there are a lot of things which now the UP police would have to answer. First, why this person identified as Narayan Hari, who now what we have been told belongs to Kasganj and had also worked in Uttar Pradesh police in the past, was made to organize this function much beyond its capacity. Wasn't his accountability need to be fixed? Now, what we have been told is that there has been no mention of him in the FIR. But then, of what we have been told by the locals over here is that there have been a lot of things, there have been a lot of flaws, there have been a lot of shortcomings which this person actually committed. To begin with, why actually the local police was not allowed to manage the situation at the first place? Why it was the private army that was made to manage the situation? And we have seen the kind of terror, the kind of intimidation which this local private army had caused. And while I speak, I would just want you to just see the images. These are the valuables, these are the items of the devotees that had come to pay the obeisance to this person identified as Narayan Hari, a person who was committing a fraud on these devotees and a person who has actually tried to, because of which the person has, people have died. And now it is going to be important that after an FIR has been registered, will this person be, first of all, got hold of? Will he be questioned by the police of why there was a lot of mismanagement that was allowed to take place? Why the local police was not allowed to come over here in this location? So there is a lot of things which need to answer. Finally, I would like to ask you, a lot of things, a very important question that needs to be asked is that why this self-styled government was trying to propagate blind faith. There were lakhs of people who had come over here. Most of them, unfortunately, were uneducated. Why were they encouraged in such a jam-packed area to take blessings from him and take the soil and rub it on their forehead? So yes, a lot of questions need to be asked from this self-styled government who have committed a fraud and in a way has caused a lot of unfortunate deaths. Back to the studio.
Well, absolutely. Several big questions have been raised, Piyush, over the tragedy, including why was the number of people allowed to inflate to 50,000 at the event venue when the permission was only for 20,000 people? All these in a series of mismanagement leading to the killing of so many people. Meanwhile, we're now getting in big breaking news, viewers. A PIL has been filed in the Supreme Court on the case. The PIL mentions that there were no adequate security facilities and arrangements as well to avoid and prevent such unexpected accidents. In fact, it seeks issuance of specific directions, policies and regulations to initiate guidelines and directions to appoint an expert committee headed by retired High Court judge for initiating probe and also to survey and frame guidelines and directions to the state governments to avoid such stampede incidents and to determine and initiate assessment to ensure safety of the attendees of these events. Now, let me come back to you, Akhil, on this. Several lapses, of course, have come to the light, but how does the event management explain the fact that internet services were also not working at the point of the event, that even when the tragedy struck, the people there were not able to reach out for help?
Well, absolutely, Kriti. If you see right now, we are just standing at the spot where the incident took place. I would like to request my Vijay to move forward and show you the visual. This open area, this is a very large ground. Exactly, we don't know whether it's a playground or not. So this is a very large area where this satsang was happening. At that point of time, here you can see the visual of this ground. We would like to show to our viewers that this is an open area where a very small portion of this area has been covered, where the Baba, the self-styled Godman, Mr. Narayan Shankar Hari, sat at that point of time when the satsang was happening. So in that enclosed area, the Baba was sitting over there. And apart from that, if you see what we have been getting the information on ground zero from the locals over here, they are suggesting that the crowds have come over here in large number. That is approximately 70 to 80,000. This is what the locals are suggesting, and those who have witnessed the event. And they have been constantly saying that those locals have been gathering over here for the last 8 to 10 days. So this is an event which has not happened just in one day. The event was being planned for a very long time, and from the different estates, including what we have been told that there were several devotees who have come from Madhya Pradesh as well. There are several devotees who have come from Rajasthan as well, and from different parts of the Uttar Pradesh. And here you can see the large hoarding at the main entrance gate of this point where it's written that Narayan Shankar Hari ki संपूर्ण की कथा यहाँ पर होगी. ये जो इवेंट है इसके बारे में पूरा विवरण जो है that the minute details have been given at this point of time. So what has happened that there was just one route, that entry and exit route is the one single route. I would like to request my Vijay to show you towards my right. So here you can see the visual at this point of time. So this is the one exit route where all the people who have come over here, they need to come or get the entry and exit from this very point, because there is no alternative route. Because if you talk about the other ways, the north side or the south side or the west side, so these areas, those have been encircled. There's a wall of approximately 3.5 to 4 feet in height. So there is just one route which was open for the devotees to come out. So all those devotees were moving out from this very point in time. And at that point of time, what had happened, Kriti, that the Baba, who is the self-styled Godman, Mr. Narayan Hari, his cavalcade also arrived from this very route. At that point of time, what happened that the devotees tried to take blessings from him and tried to touch his feet. And at that point of time, the stampede happened due to what we have been getting the information from the sources in the authority. They are saying that the primary reason for the incident is humidity, and due to which the stampede happened at that point of time. So if you see, a team has been formed by the UP Chief Minister, Mr. Yogi Adityanath, and he has said that very categorically that those who are behind it, if this is a tragedy, then it's then we can't do anything, and if it's a man-made tragedy, उनके जो शब्द थे वो साफ ये थे कि अगर ये कोई सोची समझी साजिश है तो उनको बख्शा नहीं जाएगा. This is what he clearly meant in his statement. And if you see, Agra additional DG has been appointed as the committee president, and
right.
Apart from that, Aligarh commissioner has been also the part of that team to investigate the matter. Back to you in the studio, Kriti.
Well, absolutely. Thanks for bringing us your reports, and continue to track all the lapses that led to the tragedy. Piyush and Akhil, viewers, of course, the lens remains not just on the organizers of the event, but also the administration. Several lapses that came forward that have led to this massive man-made tragedy, as Republic is calling it. We will continue our rolling coverage, and Republic does endeavor to get to the bottom of the tragedy. For now, let's move on and shift our focus. Let's take a look at some of the other top stories from across the nation in Bharat in 2 minutes.